What's up, my beautiful people? How are you today and how are you doing? I happen to be here today and I would want you to get to know what happens in my life sometimes. So let's dive in. I wouldn't want you to miss what we're going to be sharing today with my mentees, with my coaches. So let's dive into it. And today it happens to be a session of one-on-one about the wheel of life, and it came along with some time management. So guys, I hope you enjoyed and you enjoy being part of it. I may not be looking at you, but it's not that I'm ignoring you. No, I'm attending some people here. Feed your soul with something today, and that is me for you today. So guys, I love you so much and enjoy what you're listening in with our discussions. Yeah.
Just work, and then I felt like I was giving in so much for work. Like, oh, if I'm not reading, I was like, I can't wake up at 5 to start working. I left work late, but just sleep. By that time, what would push me was reading. I'm like, I want to finish this thing very fast. When I didn't achieve my the goal of the first half of the year, that first made me relax and relapse.
As coach, I've realized something. Why we get off track sometimes: poor task management and trying to finish up all the tasks at once. Then we end up giving up on some. Oh, sorry for drifting. Yes, that is so true, and I really agree with you at this rate that we rarely keep on track, or most of the time we don't keep on track because we don't divide our work into sub work or sub contracts. If I'm to say, if you're having a big goal and you don't divide it into small pieces, at this rate it's so big for you, and every time you think about it, you're like, oh my god, like, where am I going to start from doing this big task? Like, where am I going to start from? So in the process of saying where am I going to start from, you end up not doing exactly what you have to do. You feel lazy, you keep procrastinating because the task is so big for you. Okay, so just imagine you tell yourself today, I want to start saving 10 million, and you say, I'll start by the end of this year. So you keep telling yourself, I'll start in September, I'll start in July, I'll start. So you keep procrastinating, and before you know it, at the end, let's say you're towards the last quarter, around July or September, you start panicking, you start thinking you've lost. Yet if you could have started just, let's say, in January, by saving 1 million, you could be there. Or by saving maybe 700 or 800, you could be there. So it's small steps that encourage us. It's the small baby steps that lead us to somewhere. But the more you see the task as if it's big, the more you can't actually do anything for yourself. So when I say you can't do anything for yourself, here I'm going to take us through something. It's also part of time management, like productivity, how you can be productive. And he has just brought it in the right way. That last time we were discussing about time management, and here I'm just going to talk about briefly what he has just told us, which is we don't realize why we get off the track sometimes. And he said poor task management, So here I'm going to give us a little password that we can use, that is organizing with need system. When it comes to time management, organization is everything. Like, once you have it all organized, it's so easy for you to minimize on the time that you're doing some things or some work. And that is like the efforts you put on, they are much more. So when there is lack of organization, it means that you're going to waste a lot of time. Your efforts are going to be duplicated, deadlines are going to be missed, and the results, actually, they're going to be miserable. There's no way they can be good. There's no way they can be somewhere, So what can you do to be organized, or what can you do towards staying organized? You have to first establish a written overview of your tasks. Which task do you want to do? You choose a suitable format and the time span for your work needs. That is maybe on your weekly calendar, that is maybe on your daily journal, and regularly you check and update this overview to stay organized. So like I told you, we're going to start doing this by being organized. When I say organized, we're going to use the lead system. I hope someone is having where they're writing right now. When I say lead system, L stands for listing the activities. List down all your activities that you want to do. Maybe let's say in a day, what do you want to do in your day? Wake up with those small steps that I've told you towards your big goal. You start small, you do the small steps towards the big goal. So here, listing in the activities, you make sure that the activities you've listed, they have 20% of your major, like priority goals of the year. So you list down all the tasks you need to accomplish and set them into your calendar by knowing that I'm supposed to be doing this before the deadline. And I remember last time I even talked about the temporary deadlines that we're supposed to be setting. So L was standing for listing the activities. What does E stand for? E stands for estimating the time. Darling, there's no way you can say the whole day I'm going to do these tasks and you've not estimated your time. Remember, we said time is what? It's actually just a valuable asset that we have. We take it for granted, but it's one of the best assets that we're having. And if I'm to say realistically, if you estimate your time in a right way, you're going to be somewhere. So start estimating how long each activity will take. Okay, this will be in understanding how much time tasks will take, or it will allow you, and this will allow you to have better planning and resource allocation. That if I plan that I maybe want to read let's say a book today, let me read it from 11 to 11:30. There you're approximating the time you're supposed to be doing the tasks, so that you don't get swiped away with time. That maybe let's say you're in that break, the short break of saying let me check on my social media, and in the long run you find you're going into 15 minutes. Wow, hold on. Remember, you told yourself at 11 I'm going to be doing what? I'm going to be starting to read my what? Let's say my book that I'm reading. So it will try to organize you in a way that you know that at 11 to 11:30 maybe I have a book to read. Like how we say I wake up at 5, maybe I work out. After working out, I do meditation, praying, then I read a book or I listen to an audio. So that 1 hour is for me. So if it's for you, what are you doing for your day? So make sure that you get something that is really so organized, and when you list those activities alongside on the right hand side, make sure you put that time you're supposed to be doing each activity. And when I say each activity, that will start with the most important and urgent, and that is the ones that are leading you towards your goals. Then when I say A stands for allowing contagious time, like allowing that time where you're going to be interrupted. Anyone can walk in your office and they say, hey Mabel, like, hey Dale, I need you to do for me this, or I need you to go and check out maybe what this person is doing. Or if you're maybe a supervisor, you have to check in whatever that people are doing. Maybe they have come in and they have said, you know what, SA, we have this problem and we need you to maybe to foresee, we're here to liaise with you, what should we do? So that interrupted time is the one that is, we are calling the contagious time, planned buffer time for unexpected interruptions, because this ensures productivity even in the face of the foreseen delays. Even though you've delayed, at least you planned for it. Somewhere in between you'll say, okay, from like maybe 11 up to like let's say 11:50, I may get some interruptions. Some people may interrupt me. So what can I do in the long run? Okay, so you will make sure that in that process you don't feel that big pinch, like that big gap that I've missed a lot of time, because you already planned for it during your day. And this stands for deciding priorities. Guys, we've talked about priorities. We've talked about priorities. This is when you assess the importance and urgency of each task, updating your priorities based on changing the circumstances or the new information. Here, when I say assessing the importance, when you're checking on that list of yours after allocating time and all that, you realize that, okay, this may need more of me right now. Like, it's the first task I'm supposed to be doing. It's more important to me. It's more important to my goals. It's more important to my life. So why wouldn't I be doing it? So when you realize that you're supposed to be doing that task first, you make sure that it's in among the first 20%, because the first activities that we do, they will really either give us energy throughout the day or give us less energy. They may give us more energy or less energy. So make sure that you start with hard things. Like, don't start with easy things in the morning. Do hard things. Like, look for the hard things and, darling, do them. Okay, so the lead system makes us go on another level, especially when we're doing our work. And I hope all of us who have listed whatever it is with a lead. So it will allow you to batch tasks, making your work flow even smoother. It will even help you to categorize activities into groups. Let's say if you want to maybe answer emails, maybe if you want to work on them, it will be easier for you to know that maybe I can work on these emails, I can work on this reports. Then when I'm going to send emails, I can just easily send it. Okay, it will help you to group all these other things. And even the lead system can help you to incorporate the checklist of your routine. What have you done? What haven't you done? Your routine task, it ensures that you have some consistency and accuracy. So when you have all these things all together, you know that I'm somewhere. And that is what we've called organization. When you've organized yourself, it starts with even your desk, where you're working from. We have this tendency of you're working on a desk and everything is upside down, my dear. You know the time you spend just looking for one paper, of saying maybe they had given me this paper that is having let's say maybe that is having SOPs, and it was on my desk, but because the desk is disorganized, you're going to spend more time actually trying to look for that paper that you would have gotten if you are organized. So make sure that you have a file very well organized of the things you want to start with. You follow them up so that when I'm looking for my SOPs, where are they? It's maybe in front. And like I told you last time, that make sure that your to-do list is done a day before, so that once you're asleep, your subconscious mind is already working for you. Guys, I said subconscious mind does a lot, like a lot. It does a lot while you're sleeping. That is the only mind that doesn't sleep. Your conscious mind sleeps, but the subconscious mind keep awake. So while you're asleep, the subconscious mind keeps working for you. It keeps thinking about things you're going to be doing. So once you sleep, the time you sleep, you've already done your to-do list. It will be knowing what to do in the morning. It will be knowing Dale wants to do this in the morning. Mabel is going to do this in the morning, followed by this. But once you wait for, let me just do that to-do list in the morning, then already you're too early for the next day, because already your mind is constructed into something else. So make sure that your table is very clear, your workspace is clean, is tidy, and it implements a clear ordering system. If it takes you to do that ordering system for your documents, make sure you do. Get a file, organize everything that you want to do per day. Your to-do list should be nearby where you can see it. Every time you finish it, darling, make sure you tick. That is one way of rewarding yourself. Tick whatever you do. There's some magic that happens every time you get done with a task and you just tick it off. Yes. So guys, I don't know how I've ended up here, but maybe it was very important for us to also discuss it. Okay. Okay. Yes, organizing with a lead system. So for that matter, I can listen from you. Then Essie, you can share again our what? You can share that other work that we're supposed to be doing. Yes. Dell still says, was it Dell? No, it's Danielle said. No, sorry coach, some of us have missed a lot. You haven't missed so a lot. We're all here for you. So when you have us, we got you. You're gonna cover up. You have Mabel, you have me, you have Essie, you have Maxine, you have, it's actually Brian, Deo. All those guys have been attending, so we can really catch up. So organizing with a lead system. Help me with D once again. Yes, Dale has said it. Decide on priorities. D stands for deciding on the priorities. Which one should you start with? Which one should you leave behind? What is more important? Especially once you start saying, I'm going to start with this. Let's say this this thing on my to-do list. Why would you want to start with it? Your why should be very strong. Like, why would I want to start with it? So once you have the reason why you want to start with it, it will be so easy for you to notice that, you guys, it is okay for me to start with this, because you know what, in few years I'm going to be somewhere being so proud of me that I started with this, or I did this all by myself by not procrastinating it. So make sure that your why is so strong for the things you do early in the morning. Why are you starting with what you're starting with? So for today, I think on time management, that's what we're going to share. Time management is going to keep coming. And thank you, Daniel, for bringing this up. Maybe we wouldn't have talked about it today, but like I told you, time management is a skill, and I would want us to perfect it. Like every day, we're going to be learning something about it. So for today, that's all we can learn about it. I don't know whether we talked about minimizing time wasters. That's maybe what we should talk about also. Anyway, let me hear from us who are voting that we still go with time management. First discuss the assignment that I gave you guys. Let me hear the votes. Let me just hear from you, then I see what we can do. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Esa says that the fact that you said we come with the assignment finished on Saturday, I suggest we go through it. I love this. I love how you just want to be having everything on point by Saturday. I love you guys. Okay, thank you for that. So for that matter, I think let's go through this assignment.
It's done for planning before the day before. I just got to see it this week because I had stopped doing that, and this used to help me a lot. Now that you've said it, back then I used to, like even at work, I would do stick notes of what I'm going to do the following day and leave them on top of my table, and I would come knowing I'm starting with this and tick them off, but I had stopped that culture. But now you say that planning the day before, I think, yeah, I'm going to resume doing that. Thank you for the session, and see you guys on Saturday. Essie saying good night. Good night, Essie.
Remember, I believe in you, and you're destined for greatness. You're awesome, and stay awesome. Bye-bye.